I do things I shouldn't do. I'm not a good man. I like to hurt people. We all know this. Like, I've never hid this fact. So when you spar me, you need to understand that hurting you, but it's also respect. Like, for instance, Cowboy Cerrone. Me and Cowboy could spar, and I'm not going to try to murder Cowboy. I'm not going to try to Cowboy up because he's earned my respect. He's a legend. He's put in work. I mean, we've all seen his highlight knockouts. He's earned his right not to get hurt.
This is Sean Strickland, unfiltered, unapologetic. His words cut like his jabs. Most fighters maintain a facade. They talk about respect. They speak of controlled aggression. Strickland shatters that illusion. He openly admits to a primal desire to hurt people. But this isn't just about sadism. It's about a twisted code of honor, a brutal philosophy forged in countless gym wars. He says they're hurting you, but it's also respect. This statement alone reveals a chilling hierarchy, a pecking order defined by earned scars and proven resilience. He extends a strange form of mercy, only to legends like Donald Cowboy Cerrone. Why? Because Cerrone has earned his right not to get hurt. Think about that. Not to get hurt. It implies that for anyone else, damage is not just a possibility, it's an expectation. It's a rite of passage. This isn't just sparring. This is a vetting process, a violent initiation. Strickland forces a stark confrontation. Prove your worth, or suffer the consequences. This mentality would shock many, even seasoned veterans of the sport. It challenges the very definition of what a training partner should be. It redefines the gym as a battleground, not a practice space. Strickland's insane sparring mentality begins with this core belief. In the brutal ecosystem of professional MMA, sparring is sacred. It's the crucible where champions are forged, where techniques are sharpened, and weaknesses exposed. But there's an unwritten code, a silent agreement among fighters. You push your partners to their limits, yes. You simulate fight night intensity, but you don't actively try to inflict permanent damage. You don't try to end careers in the gym. This isn't a competition to see who can be the most reckless. It's a delicate balance, a controlled chaos. Most coaches preach intelligent sparring, technical mastery over brute force. They advocate for learning, not just winning. Then there's Sean Strickland. He seemingly defies every one of those conventional wisdoms. His approach isn't just unorthodox, it's a direct assault on tradition. Strickland views every sparring session as a real fight, not a rehearsal, not practice, a fight. This fundamental difference sets him apart. It's why his stories aren't just intense, they're legendary. His insane mentality isn't just bravado, it's a deeply ingrained philosophy, a worldview where pain is currency and respect is paid in blood. This isn't just about developing skills, it's about breaking opponents, mentally and physically. It's about dominance, even in a training environment. This makes him a dangerous, unpredictable force, both inside the cage and behind closed doors. It's why fighters talk about him with a mixture of dread and grudging admiration. He forces them to question their own limits, to confront their own willingness to suffer, to truly understand what it means to be a fighter. This relentless pressure, this psychological warfare, it's what makes Sean Strickland, Strickland. It's the kind of raw honesty that would make even the most hardened observers like Joe Rogan pause and wonder about the true depths of a fighter's mind.
Bro, that's your sparring partner. First of all, you shouldn't be posting videos of that. But I know that Dominique Reyes is probably looking at it like, oh, this is a sparring match. This is not like a fight. And I think that's what messes him up a lot of the time because he doesn't have the same mentality in a fight as he does in sparring. Like in sparring, he goes out there to try to kill you. In the fight, he's not that guy. He's jabbing you and backing up the whole time. And I think that's the difference with, like, he has kind of like a bully mentality in the practice room, but in a fight, he's not a bully at all.
I'm like, behold, the fight will never happen.
This perspective challenges everything we thought we knew about Sean Strickland. The man who boasts of hurting people in sparring is now accused of not being that same bully when the real lights are on. This is a profound contradiction. A fighter's identity, often built on a consistent persona, is fractured. The speaker implies Strickland uses sparring to kill his partners, yet becomes a more cautious jab-and-back fighter in actual competition. Is this a strategic adaptation or a psychological flaw? The bully mentality in the practice room, but not in a fight, is a scathing critique. It suggests an imbalance, a disconnect between the gym and the octagon. For a fighter, consistency of character is key. This accusation hints at a deeper complexity, It implies that Strickland's insane sparring mentality might be less about true fight readiness and more about asserting dominance in a controlled environment. The perception of a bully in the gym who doesn't translate that aggression to fight night raises questions. Is he protecting himself, or is it a tactical choice? This dichotomy is fascinating. It's a glimpse into the internal struggles or calculated strategies of one of the sport's most unpredictable figures. It makes his gym interactions even more layered, even more potentially shocking. The line between intensity and recklessness in training is razor thin. Most elite gyms foster an environment of controlled aggression. They understand that pushing limits is essential, but deliberately injuring training partners is detrimental to everyone involved. It erodes trust, increases turnover, and ultimately harms the collective readiness of the team. Yet, Sean Strickland thrives on breaking these unspoken rules. His approach isn't just about individual improvement, it's about a raw, almost primitive assertion of power. When a fighter is described as having a bully mentality in sparring, it signifies a departure from the collaborative spirit. It suggests that personal ego, or perhaps a deeper psychological drive, takes precedence over mutual development. The act of posting videos killing guys in sparring, as mentioned by the critic, further amplifies this perception. It's not just about the act itself, but the public display of dominance. This raises ethical questions about gym etiquette and the responsibility of professional athletes. Is it permissible for a champion to consistently cross this line? Does his success justify his methods, or is it a symptom of a deeper issue? This divisive behavior creates friction, tension, and stories that echo throughout the MMA community. It makes every Strickland sparring session a high-stakes event, a potential flashpoint. It's precisely these kinds of behind-the-scenes controversies that capture attention. They reveal the hidden dynamics of the fight game. They challenge our assumptions about what it means to be a good training partner, and they undeniably contribute to the legend of Sean Strickland's insane approach.
That was a tough first round. Took me down. I got up a couple times, but then he kept mat returning me. And then they suckered me into two more. And then here's Sean Strickland the whole first round, the whole second round. Rah, rah, you gotta do. He's talking. I'm like right there. Right. I'm like, Sean is literally right at the side of the cage. I'm like, Sean, you could talk to me. You're like talking to the entire room. Yeah. Why are you doing this to me? Yeah, that was just not a very pleasant experience of Sean. I was like, I can't wait till someone fucks this guy up.
Aljamain Sterling's experience is a visceral account of what it's like to spar Sean Strickland. It wasn't just physically tough, it was a psychological ordeal. Coming off a fight, still recovering, and then being suckered into two more rounds, this speaks volumes about the gym culture surrounding Strickland. But the real insanity lies in the continuous trash talk, not directly to him, but to the entire room. This isn't just about winning a round, it's about making a statement. It's about humiliation. It's about asserting dominance through verbal and physical assault. Sterling's frustration is palpable. Why are you doing this to me? This isn't the exchange between two respectful training partners. This is a fighter being targeted, being belittled, being pushed to his absolute breaking point, not just by punches, but by a relentless barrage of verbal aggression. The feeling of, I can't wait till someone this guy up, is raw, unvarnished emotion. It encapsulates the deep resentment and irritation Strickland can evoke. This isn't accidental, it's a deliberate strategy. It's designed to break an opponent's will, even in a friendly setting. This story perfectly illustrates the sheer mental toll of a Strickland sparring session. It's not just a physical contest, it's a war of attrition for the soul, a true testament to his infamous and insane sparring mentality. Psychological warfare is an underrated component of high-level combat sports. The ability to get inside an opponent's head, to sow doubt, to evoke anger or frustration, can be as effective as any punch or submission. Sean Strickland masterfully employs this tactic, not just on fight night, but crucially in the gym. His trash talk during sparring is not aimless chatter. It's a calculated assault designed to chip away at confidence. It transforms a training session into an emotional gauntlet. This is where the insane aspect of his mentality truly shines. While many fighters focus solely on physical output, Strickland integrates the mental game into every single round. He doesn't just push physical limits, he probes for psychological weaknesses. This continuous pressure, this relentless verbal taunting, is a form of active resistance. It forces training partners to not only defend strikes, but also to maintain composure under a barrage of insults. It's a double-edged sword. It can toughen some, but it can equally demoralize others. For those who face him, it's a constant test, a simulation of the very real mental battles that occur inside the octagon. This deep dive into the psychological realm of his sparring exposes a fighter who understands that combat is as much about the mind as it is about the body. It's a strategic brilliance wrapped in a persona of raw aggression. It's a method that consistently creates viral moments and fuels conversations across the sport, shocking observers with its sheer audacity.
I like to think that I'm a bully, but I bully like the best. Like for instance, if when I first started training with Francis, I wanted to spar Francis. Like, dude, you're big, African, scary. Like, I want to fight you, dude. Just because like you're scary. I don't want to go beat up a one-on-one guy. I mean, you've seen the new guy that came in here today. Like, I didn't know who this guy was. You're in the UFC. You say you're good. All right, let's go 3 hard rounds.
Here, Strickland offers his counter-narrative. He concedes the bully label, but immediately redefines it. He doesn't bully just anyone. He bullies the best. This isn't about picking on the weak. It's about testing the elite. His desire to spar Francis Ngannou, the most terrifying heavyweight in UFC history, is not just bravado. It's a declaration of his deepest drive. He's drawn to danger, to the scary. This is a fighter who actively seeks out the most formidable challenges, even in training. It reveals a specific kind of insane mentality, one that craves confrontation with the apex predators of the sport. He doesn't want easy rounds. He doesn't want predictable outcomes. He wants to know if he can stand toe-to-toe with the Titans. I don't want to go beat up a one-on-one guy. This line is crucial. It directly refutes the previous criticism of him picking on inexperienced people. Strickland paints himself as a warrior, always seeking the toughest battles, even if they come with significant personal risk. This is the mentality that propels a fighter to the highest levels, but it also explains why his sparring sessions are so notoriously intense. He sees every new formidable opponent in the gym as an opportunity to test himself, to prove his mettle, to find out if he belongs. This is the heart of his competitive spirit, stripped bare. It's a terrifying yet undeniably compelling insight into the mind of a true fight fanatic. The fighter's self-perception is a powerful driver of their actions. For Sean Strickland, his identity as a bully of the best is not merely a label. It's a foundational principle. It dictates his training partners, his intensity, and his approach to every single round. This isn't just about physical prowess. It's about a deep psychological need to prove himself against the most formidable challenges available. His willingness, even eagerness, to step in with someone like Francis Ngannou speaks to an almost suicidal level of confidence, or perhaps a profound desire for self-mastery through extreme adversity. This insane mentality fuels his relentless pursuit of gym wars. He's not training for a fight, he's fighting in training. This intense selective pressure he applies to himself by seeking out the most scary opponents forces him to constantly adapt, evolve, and push past conventional limits. It's a high-risk, high-reward strategy. While it undoubtedly sharpens his skills against the best, it also places immense strain on his body and mind and those of his partners. This constant state of fight in the gym shapes not just his physical technique, but also his mental fortitude. It makes him resilient, fearless, and incredibly dangerous. It's a strategic choice, rooted in a unique understanding of what it takes to survive and thrive at the elite level. It's a mindset that continuously generates discussion and fascination, a constant source of wonder for figures like Joe Rogan, who seek to understand the very essence of human combat.
I say, I don't know what he's good at. I mean, I don't know what he is. Like, wrestling Sean Strickland was just such an uphill battle. And when I trained with him, I thought he was a wrestler because he was so difficult. Now, I didn't feel his wrestling offense as much as I did his defense. I could feel his hips. I thought he was a wrestler. This is what my belief was. I get done training with Sean Strickland, and I realize, well, you know, he's kind of a jiu-jitsu guy. And he then gets his run in the UFC. He gets 4 and 5 and 6 fights in before I, who have a personal relationship with him, realize he's a kickboxer.
This segment unveils a critical layer to Strickland's insane sparring mentality, his sheer unpredictability and deceptive skill set. The speaker, a personal training partner, initially couldn't categorize Strickland. Was he a wrestler, a BJJ practitioner, It took multiple fights, well into his UFC career, to realize Strickland was primarily a kickboxer. This isn't just about versatility, it's about a masterful ability to mask his strengths and exploit opponents' assumption. His defensive wrestling, described as an uphill battle, isn't flashy, but it's incredibly effective and energy-sapping for those who try to grapple him. This hidden dimension makes sparring with him an absolute nightmare. You prepare for one thing, only to find yourself entangled in another, equally frustrating challenge. It means every session is a puzzle, a dynamic, evolving test of adaptability. This ability to be a chameleon in the gym, to present different problems depending on the partner, forces everyone he trains with to elevate their game across all disciplines. It's why sparring with Strickland isn't just a physical test, it's a strategic and intellectual one. His true identity remains elusive, making him a perpetual enigma. This inherent unpredictability, even to those closest to him, is a cornerstone of his insane sparring mentality and a key reason why he's such a formidable presence in any training room. The ability to conceal one's true strengths, even from long-term training partners, is a rare and formidable skill. Strickland's development as a fighter suggests a training regimen built on constant, diverse challenges. By being an uphill battle in wrestling defense, or appearing to be a jiu-jitsu specialist, he forces his partners to engage him on multiple fronts, inadvertently sharpening his own tools across the board. This isn't just about defense. It's a clever way of managing energy, dictating pace, and frustrating opponents. It's a martial artist's equivalent of a chess grandmaster setting up intricate traps. His constant sparring isn't just volume training, it's adaptive learning at its most intense. Every session is a live experiment, refining his ability to neutralize threats while perfecting his core striking game. This layered approach to fighting makes him a difficult read not just for opponents in the octagon, but for anyone who steps into the cage with him in the gym. It speaks to a profound dedication to the craft. Beyond what most fighters achieve, he's not just a brawler, he's a highly intelligent, albeit unconventional tactician. This insane mentality extends beyond raw aggression, encompassing a strategic brilliance that constantly surprises and challenges even the most experienced fighters. It's a level of commitment and tactical depth that would undoubtedly impress, and perhaps even shock, someone with Joe Rogan's deep understanding of combat sports evolution.
Like when you get in that cage, when you're in the back warming up, you're telling yourself, I have to fight for 25 minutes. I have to be mentally, spiritually ready to die for this. And if anybody wants to truly do that and like get in that mindset, it's guys. So like, I hate face downs because like I hate looking at someone in the eyes because like I'm gonna like in 2 days I'm gonna try to murder you. I'm gonna try to spiritually get to a place where I want to take your soul. I want to orphan your family. You know what I'm saying? So it's like when you're going out there, you just gotta like embrace this. Like I'm ready to die for what I want.
This is the unfiltered primal mindset of Sean Strickland. This isn't just about winning a fight, it's about existential warfare. Mentally, spiritually ready to die for this. This phrase isn't hyperbole for Strickland, it's his reality. His confessed hatred for face downs, his refusal to make eye contact before a fight, stems from this deep-seated, almost ritualistic commitment to destruction. He intends to murder you, to spiritually get to a place where I want to take your soul, to orphan your family. These are not casual threats. They are declarations of intent, delivered with chilling conviction. This level of psychological immersion into the dark side of combat is profoundly disturbing, yet undeniably effective for him. It reveals the true depth of his insane sparring mentality. If he approaches an actual fight with this absolute no-holds-barred intent, imagine the intensity he brings to a training partner. Every session becomes a dress rehearsal for this kind of spiritual and physical annihilation. This is why his sparring stories are so notorious. This is why other fighters describe his rounds as feeling like actual fights. Because for Strickland, the distinction is blurred. The gym isn't just practice, it's the proving ground for his readiness to commit these acts of ultimate aggression. It's a terrifying, yet brutally honest window into the mind of a champion. The psychological commitment required to be a world-class fighter is immense, but Sean Strickland elevates it to an almost terrifying extreme. His ready-to-die mentality, his desire to orphan your family, are not just pre-fight theatrics. They are expressions of a deep-seated, almost obsessive drive for victory and dominance. This profound spiritual and mental investment in the act of fighting directly correlates with his insane sparring mentality. If the fight itself is about taking a soul, then sparring is about practicing that extraction. It's about honing the psychological tools as much as the physical ones to break an opponent. This level of intensity, this blurring of lines between training and actual combat, forces anyone in the gym with him to confront their own limits. It's a relentless, suffocating pressure that few can maintain. This insight into Strickland's mind reveals a fighter who lives and breathes the brutal realities of his sport 24/7. There is no off switch, no casual mode. Every interaction, every round is part of a larger, darker narrative of conquest. It is this absolute unyielding commitment to the destructive aspect of combat that makes him so captivating, so controversial, and so undeniably successful. It's a mindset that leaves little room for compromise. It's a perspective that challenges the comfortable narratives of sportsmanship, replacing them with a raw, unsettling truth about what it sometimes takes to be a champion. This unflinching honesty about his dark intentions is exactly the kind of revelation that would lead someone deeply embedded in the fight world, like Joe Rogan, to be profoundly shocked and intrigued.
It is very much his sense of humor. Like, I had a very different opinion of him coming out of Vegas after spending some time with him at the gym. And, you know, for all the trash he talks about women's MMA, he spends a lot of time coaching the girls when he doesn't need to. And I don't want to say any of this to ruin his brand or anything. You know, he's a terrible human being, and he's a fascist. Whatever he wants me to say about him. When you're actually in the gym on the mats with Sean Strickland, he's a very, very good training partner and a very good coach to everybody.
And here lies the ultimate contradiction. The twist in the tale of Sean Strickland. After all the talk of hurting people, of bullying the best, of spiritual annihilation, we're presented with a completely different image. A very good training partner and a very good coach. Someone who helps everybody, regardless of creed, color, sex. This is the part that would truly shock anyone, especially those who only know his public persona. The man who often rails against women's MMA is spending a lot of time coaching the girls when he doesn't need to. This is not just counterintuitive, it's a complete inversion of his public identity. It suggests a deeply complex individual, someone whose public provocations are perhaps a weird sense of humor, a carefully constructed facade, or simply one facet of a multidimensional personality. This revelation forces us to reconsider everything. Is the insane sparring mentality a performance? Is it his way of pushing others driven by a genuine, albeit unconventional desire to help them grow? This hidden side of Strickland is powerful. It challenges the easy labels. It humanizes a figure often portrayed as monstrous. It suggests that behind the raw aggression and the brutal honesty, there's a coach, a mentor, and a teammate who genuinely invests in others. This unexpected empathy, this profound contradiction, is perhaps the most insane aspect of Sean Strickland's complex character, and the very thing that makes his story so compelling and truly shocking. The true enigma of Sean Strickland is revealed in these profound contradictions. On one hand, he embodies the ultimate insane sparring mentality, a fighter who openly desires to hurt opponents and approaches every training session like a war. His words are designed to shock, his actions in the gym legendary for their intensity and occasional recklessness. He's built a brand on being the unvarnished, politically incorrect truth teller of the UFC. Yet, beneath this abrasive exterior, there exists a man described as a dedicated coach, a selfless mentor, and a supportive teammate. The stories of him voluntarily coaching women, of being a genuine leader in the gym, paint a picture that directly clashes with his public image. This isn't just duality. It's a fascinating paradox. It suggests that his insane mentality might be less about pure malice and more about a deeply ingrained, albeit unconventional method for pushing himself and others to their absolute limits. Perhaps the trash talk and the aggression are a twisted form of motivation, a trial by fire designed to forge resilience. The true Sean Strickland remains elusive, oscillating between the brutal honesty of a warrior and the surprising compassion of a mentor. This complexity is what captivates. It's what ensures his stories resonate far beyond the fight night. It's what makes him a world-class viral phenomenon. His sparring mentality isn't just insane, it's a reflection of a mind that constantly defies expectations, challenges norms, and leaves everyone, even seasoned observers like Joe Rogan, undeniably shocked and forever intrigued. He is the ultimate unpredictable force, in and out of the octagon, a fighter whose true nature might be the greatest mystery in MMA today.